coming to Maaveeran, I think, from the beginning itself, I really loved the opening stretch where we see Satya. He sketches a tale about this courageous hero, only to sell it to this cartoonist who just adds his own name. So so and it catches your attention. I mean, you so I watched the film without watching the trailer. So I wanted to, because you had posted on our WhatsApp group, and I was like, okay, if Nona itni तारीफ कर रहा, तो it should be something worth it. So I didn't know what I was in for, and it something like that, when that happens, so there is this whole sketching and everything and cartoonist, and so it just gets your attention in a way that now you're intrigued that, okay, this is a superhero film and there is something like this involved, so how would they take it forward? And such originally well executed idea. That's why I think one of the biggest reasons why it has worked with everybody mostly is because of the originality in the superhero idea.
I think it's many things. So he has actually kept his that satire angle also in a way. It's like fun, like in a funny way, showing these things like the building falling apart. It's it's shown in gags
Yeah.
that you feel, oh my god, but you laugh also. Oh my god, it's just falling apart. It's so bizarre, but it's so true. You know that in your heart, this is a very true thing.
Mm.
So it is treated in a comedy way. I think what I loved was just how refreshing it was, because superhero fatigue, people just keep talking about this, flying and superpowers and a supervillain, the world will end, and I think
Yeah.
people are tired of it. And this is just again just as Bhavesh, right? It's tackling the real issues what real people in India face.
Mm.
That's what they need a superhero for. They don't need a superhero to save them from alien. They don't even care. We
Yeah.
have we have our gods who will take care of it. We don't need superhero to take care of that. You know? So that's the real issues the film is dealing with, and that people relate to. And on the other hand, it's just so refreshing, it's so funny. It actually not a superhero film, if you say so. It's just the element of a superhero is used, but it's still a funny film. It's making you laugh, you can enjoy, have a good time. And I think what complaint everyone has, whatever I know till now, is say the second half is not as good. It drags a bit, and it becomes kind of a similar like commercial elements which should have been not there, like of some a comedy track. I think with Yogi Babu they just stretched it a lot, and even the ending climax I was a bit this that the whole
Mm.
thing of him saving the girl, which actually I got to know is something which they pointed out in the beginning of the film with that animation, where the hero is trying to saving a girl, the princess from the castle which is going
Yeah.
down. So that and when he comes out of this house where his mother is fighting, that small girl is sitting and reading the strip and says, "The princess doesn't look like me." And at the end, it's actually the same girl.
Yeah.
So he's saving. So it's like repeating in real life.
Yeah. So that
Uh,
foreshadowing is there a
yeah.
little.
So, but for me, it's like that whole element, felt it became the superhero film now of him, that became just a little too much, like apart from what the narrative was, how grounded it was. But that's why I didn't like it, and it was too ambitious what they were trying to do. But I like the ending. I like the ending, the way they ended the film.
I like the ending, but I think again in the ending they became a little bit more ambitious, and the how you talked in your review as well about how the ending was a little too commercial than the rest of the film.
Ending by ending, I mean the way they, if we find, oh, he's dead, and we cut to credits,
Okay.
and then we come back with the post. That part I liked, but
Okay.
not
I
the
thought.
whole
Yeah.
him saving the girl in the building. That was just
Okay.
too much,
Yeah.
and it was not even good looking. Good, you couldn't understand what's really happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think this film is more so. Now you have told me that he also did Mandela. So I think in that film and also in this film, the director is in control of the star, right? Like the star is there, but he's
yeah,
calling the shots. He's having more control than the star. He's playing, calling his shots. So of course he gave Shiva Karthikeyan, the open ground, but then he also knows his strengths, and he knew how to use those strengths, and that's why it it felt like Shiva is probably in complete control of the director. So both the puppet is also in control, and the person who is playing with that puppet is also in control. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how I'm trying
Yeah.
to. So because here he also retained Shiva Karthikeyan's personality, but also now I think if I think about Mandela and now I think about this, so you can see Ashwin's stamp in both these films as well.
Yeah.
So
That's true. That's
that's
true.
so I think that's a sign of a good, intelligent, very calculated direction as well. Because how
It
to,
is, and it is also very unconventional because, if it was any other film, he would have been a character who doesn't want to fight anyone, but by the interval, it would be like a big bang, which it had, but again, very unconventional. That the hero is still not willing to fight, but
yeah,
he's like forced to,
yeah,
and they continue that till the end. In any other film, it would have been interval, he changes, it will be a big moment, and then now he will take revenge from everyone one by one, and that would be the
mm,
segment. But here, the big idea is it's so unconventional that he still, the character is not understood, and he still doesn't want to fight, but he's forced to, and you're bringing gag out of it, and the construction of the action, like action sequence, it's not really action, but the construction of it, it's so choreographed. When the
yeah,
minister visits him,
mm,
all those is so well done. It's so well, it's like it's written. It's not something, oh, let's just shoot this way. It's
yeah.
like written in the script. That's what you're showing me. That just shows you how well made the film is.
And also the way they used Vijay Sethupathiy's voiceover.
Yeah. I actually didn't know. And we did a live reaction to it. And I was like, the moment I'm like, that sounds like Vijay Sethupathi. And then someone confirmed it in the chat.
Interesting choice for a voiceover because he has a very
Yeah.
interesting voice texture as well. So to use it like that again, interesting.
Anything with him becomes better.